Brian, let's what is north of here? So we're into southern Rains County, or central Rains County, and then it's going to be headed farther to the north. Now, you folks in Sulphur Springs, a lot of these thunderstorms are kind of headed in your direction. I want you to, yes, David.
The emergency manager's office in Emory says that they just lost all power there. So obviously we are getting damage there in the town of Emory. So that is tracking off towards the north and northeast. So those of you up in Hopkins County may very well see a tornado warning fairly soon if that circulation holds together. Certainly it is still a dangerous storm. Whether or not we have a tornado warning with it at the moment, we're not sure.
Right.
But we know as it went through Emory, we have had more damage. At the very least, power lines are down because they say they lost all power in the city of Emory.
And the folks downstream from this, Sulphur Springs, you may want to make sure that you are taking your tornado precautions or prepared to take tornado precautions. There's no tornado warning for Sulphur Springs, but now's the time to make sure, okay, do my flashlights have their batteries? Do I have a way of receiving the warning? Is the closet cleaned out? Do we have the dogs and the cats inside? That kind of thing. So just kind of keep an eye on this.
Another bit of good news
Yes,
here,
go ahead.
Rick. That storm in western Van Zant County that we've been watching, the tornado warning there has been allowed, well, actually they canceled it earlier. That one is really losing all of the significant rotation
Very
with
good.
it. And
I believe we're going to do a TV cut in, Brian.
All
Let's zoom out. Folks, we're going to hang with us. We're going to do a TV cut in here in just a bit. So you don't have to do anything. Just stay there.
Comes with HBO included at no extra charge.
At Planters, we put fresh roasted flavor into every can, which has its drawbacks. Guys, know anything about this missing inventory?
All right, folks, you're watching video of a tornado that crossed very close to Canton a little earlier this evening. This was from the thunder truck. This is not occurring right now. However, the storm that did produce that tornado is still producing damage. The latest information in from Emory, Texas, was that the storm is continuing. Look at this damage near Canton. This would be on the east side along I-20, and this is video from the Texas thunder truck. We do know that a car dealership on the east side was hit. The tornado did cross I-20, and those storms continue to move off to the north. Here's the S-band radar, and it is live. You'll be able to see all of the thunderstorms. I want to point out that Tarrant, Dallas, Denton, Collin counties, no severe weather. Yes, we have some showers that are popping up. Heavier shower to the north of McKinney, northwest of Frisco. These are not severe. All of the severe weather, Brian, shift a little bit off to the east. All of the severe weather is right here. Tornado warning remains in effect for the Emory area. We're going to continue our live coverage on these storms on the web, okay? So make sure you have our NBC DFW app. Make sure that's downloaded. You can watch the live streaming coverage on that or our website. Okay, folks, we're back, and again, seeing a lot of showers and storms off to the north, Dallas-Fort Worth area getting some rain on the east side of Dallas. Collin County has a little bit of rain from Plano, McKinney, over through Denton County. Tarrant County not getting anything right now.
Just east of Dallas, you may point out they're east of Mesquite.
Forney.
That's where we've got Forney. They have had some half-inch hail. So, dime-size hail is 3/4 of an inch. This is smaller than that.
Yeah.
So it's not
Non-severe.
capable of doing damage. It's non-severe, but we are getting some reports of lightning. If we put the lightning on there, you can see there is a little in that area coming in through Forney and into Rockwall. But you may get a little small hail out of this. We're not expecting the severe storms.
Kind of looks like the hail core is actually, when it passed through Forney, it did its deal, but it's headed towards McClendon Chisholm right now. And as David said, this may be a little bit of small hail to east of Lake Ray Hubbard, right along 30 Northwest Drive. Interstate 30. So not anticipating any severe weather there. And we have a bunch of video to show you. Let's start with the Canton tornado that was earlier. And this was captured live. We were talking to Grant at about 6:18, about an hour ago. And you can hear Grant's voice in the background. Look at that. That is, look at the debris. You got the stuff in the background going one direction. You got stuff in the foreground going another direction. David said at one point the damage path may be half-mile wide. And look how long it took to cross. I believe that was 11? 19? State Highway 19. Okay, so this is a video of some of the damage in that area. When I start to see trees shredded like that, you know it was a strong tornado. Now, there was a car dealership, or there is a car dealership along I-20 on the east side of Canton that was hit. So that we're seeing a lot of cars. Now, that's I-20. And so we don't know if there were any actual vehicles that were on I-20 that were blown out, or if that was from the dealership.
That looks kind of like a part of an old showroom there, or part of the dealership.
Yeah.
And I got an email from our assignment desk. They made a call to the Van Zandt County Sheriff's Office, and the quote was, "We have a lot of injuries, a lot of damage. Got to go." And that was the summary of the conversation. So they are still very much in assessment mode right now.
And the storm that produced that, here's Canton.
Just got a new tornado warning there. If you'll point it out there, go down south of Canton. Once again, Van Zandt County, tornado warning for eastern Kaufman and Van Zandt counties. They say increasing circulation near Maybank. So you can see it. That's the one we were watching earlier. It kind of weakened, but now it's picking up in strength once again.
And this is very close to Purtis Creek State Park. I think I've said that name more than I ever have, David. They're just in that area. And this is to the southwest of Falba.
And originally, the Weather Service said they thought they would issue for southeastern Kaufman County. They elected not to do that because the circulation is just moving up into Van Zandt County.
So it is just western Van Zandt. The warning does extend as far northwest as the Canton area. Now, the circulation on here it's there. It's not as well developed or as tight as some of the circulations we've seen, but it is a spinning motion within the atmosphere right over Texas 198 in between Maybank and Purtis Creek State Park, southwest of Falba. If you're in Falba, go ahead and make sure that as that storm gets close to you, you do the things that need to be done to make you safe. Basically, get as low as you can, put as many walls in between you and the outside as possible as this thunderstorm moves off to the northeast. Let's put a storm track on it, and I think that's what Brian is going to do. And again, I'm sure the folks in Canton are a little on edge right now, and I don't blame you given what you've had. I believe you've had a couple of different storms cause damage in your area. This will affect Falba at 7:24 and Canton at 7:47. And that would take it on a northeast path. It might be northeast, it might be a little more north, but the bottom line is this will be an increasingly dangerous storm if this circulation continues to develop and tighten up. Basically, nonstop heavy rain from Cedar Creek over through Gun Barrel City, just to the east of Kemp. Along 243, there's I-20, and there's U.S. Highway 80 to the west of Grand Saline. Probably a good amount of rain falling in those areas, and we may have to be concerned with some flash flooding as time goes on. But right now, the tornado warning, Brian, is there still the tornado warning in effect farther to the north as well?
Yes, they would. And just
extending it up into Hopkins County.
And Brian just put on the lightning. Wow, it's a lightning show there, my friends. A lot of lightning with that from Maybank up through Edgewood. And those of you watching in Sulphur Springs and thinking, uh-oh, this thing is headed our direction, the circulation that came through Emory right there does not appear to be as well developed, at least from a reflectivity standpoint. But still,
We have to be cautious
Yeah,
because
that's
we're
true. We're
looking
far-
farther and farther from the storm.
Yeah.
So we're not really seeing what's happening down near ground level.
this is Highway 80. This is Highway 80 near Grand Saline, and San Baraclough showing. This is we saw an overturned truck here. We saw an overturned truck here. Rescues are underway at this point. So this is near Grand Saline, Highway 80, and that is our storm tracker Sam Baraclough, who is monitoring the situation.
There's another storm tracker down in the Maybank area saying he's seeing power flashes right now.
Okay.
So that's that storm moving into southwestern portions of Van Zant County. They're saying from his vantage point there near Maybank, he is seeing power flashes.
Okay, let's go back to the S-band radar. And
One of the things, Rick,
Go ahead,
I wanted
Brian.
to point out is just to the west of Yantis, as I've been looping this the last couple of times, I noticed that I see the circulation initially, you see it move and kind of flow into the storm, and then it kind of noses back out just a little bit the last couple of frames right in there. And that's, I'm going to stop it right here. That appears to be where the circulation is right about there. It's
just
not
west of
nearly
Yantis.
as defined as what it was before, but it still seems to be there.
And again, if a warning is issued for your area, you do the appropriate things to stay safe, and that's going to be to follow those tornado precautions. And how far deep up north? So this is a new warning then. They've issued a tornado warning for the Sulphur
For
Springs
Hopkins
area.
County,
For
yeah.
Hopkins County. And we have the circulation just to the west of Yantis and moving off to the north. So folks in Sulphur Springs, we showed you, we said that this is probably coming in your direction. No need to panic. Just make sure that you find an interior room on the lowest level, get away from windows, and just kind of hunker down and let this thing pass on through. This warning goes in effect or stays in effect until 8:15, Hopkins County tornado warning. And that would include areas south of Sulphur Springs, even to the north of Sulphur Springs. And David, looks like you have that area of rotation
Yeah, this
near
is that
Falba.
storm down, we had a spotter down there near the Maybank area saying he could see power flashes. Now, we don't know if that was a tornado or if it was just straight line winds, but something was causing lines to arc, maybe power lines to come down. We certainly still see a strong circulation there just on the north side of Purtis Creek State Park, moving generally in the direction of Falba. Kind of showing a little more of a movement to the east, so we're hopeful that maybe this one will stay south of Canton, but certainly a tornado warning still in effect for much of Van Zant County at the present time.
David, do you know how long that the tornado watch is in effect?
The tornado watch runs until 10 o'clock this evening.
In 10 o'clock, okay.
And that's for all of the area east of Dallas.
Okay.
And admittedly, the westernmost portions of that watch area, the threat will end much earlier than 10 o'clock. Farther to the east, it'll last longer.
Brian's going to attempt to get the watch up here in a second.
I'm going to put this is an image of some of the damage that was done at the dealership.
Let me step out of the way. If you go ahead and make it bigger if you want to.
Let me see if I can increase the size on that a little bit and make it full size here.
And while he's doing that, well, again, tornado warning in effect for Hopkins County, Sulphur Springs under that tornado warning. And what we're trying to do here is get some of the damage pictures. Now, is this from that actual car dealership?
Yes, this would be from that car dealership. That's
a mess.
That's definitely a mess.
You can see the trees toppled over,
Vehicle flipped
indistinguishable.
over there.
Yeah. When you start seeing vehicles that have been tossed, you're talking about some fairly intense velocities associated with that storm. All right, so let's kind of reset here, Brian, with these supercells where we have them. 3 different tornado warnings in effect right now, and one of them is probably going to go away, this one south of Hopkins County. We do have showers developing in Dallas County, portions of Denton and Collin County. These are not severe. Now, they may pulse up and produce some small hail. I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility, as David has pointed out. You'll get some downpours out of this, but not necessarily like the storms we have to the east. David has a cool graphic that he wants to show.
Yeah, this is just a slice of that storm coming up through Van Zandt County right now. We're looking at it in three-dimensional. I know you're not used to seeing it that way, but it shows the height of the storm, and it goes up over 60,000 feet. Remember that when you're in a jet aircraft, typically you're going to be flying between 35 and 40,000. So this is way up above that. Huge storms, tremendous updrafts within them. So they are powerful storms capable of large hail as well as the tornadoes. Now, I really haven't seen very many hail reports as yet. I think these are certainly capable of doing that, but so far people have been concentrating on the tornadoes with good reason.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a cool graphic there to show how these thunderstorms can tower so high into the atmosphere, 50, 60, sometimes even 70,000 feet. We're not going to see any thunderstorms quite that big in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, mainly just some showers. And Brian continues to get some pictures in. We have crews on the scene as well. Go ahead, Brian.
That shot in particular is from Grant.
Oh, that's from Grant.
Yep.
Okay, Grant Johnston in the Texas Thunder truck. And we have, okay, this is from Emory. And who is this? Okay, one of our crews in the area, and they're driving through Emory. We're all kind of getting a drink of water here, folks, so you're watching it as we're watching it. A lot of lightning. They're going to maybe take a little shelter there under that awning. What I haven't seen, David, as I watched that, at least not any damage in that particular shot, but you said that they had recorded some damage that in and around the Emory area. Is that right?
Yeah, certainly in Fruitvale was the last place. And in Emory, we know the power is out in town. I don't know how much damage there has been, but we do know at least power lines going into and out of Emory have come down, because the emergency manager officers there said that they were without power in the entire city of Emory. A few minutes ago, I showed you that 60,000-foot storm down here to the west of Canton. Let me show you what we've got here just in the Rockwall County area. If we do the same kind of analysis, look at the height of that, and yeah, see, 35, 40,000 feet. This is not nearly as big. It's not going to be severe. So that's one of the reasons we look at these. You can see the biggest storms, how they stand out above all of the others. In the cool air mass that we are in back here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, we're not going to get anything severe. It is still possible there could be a little small hail out of some of these cells that develop in our area in the evening and overnight. But all of the severe storms are going to be well to the east of Dallas. So Dallas, Collin, Denton, Tarrant counties, and anyone to the west, you can breathe easy, no severe weather threat. If you're east of Dallas, keep watching, because it's still going to be a concern. Rick.
All right, David, and that is true. I think we've got an upper level low pressure system that has yet to move through, and that can be enough to generate some of the storms behind this main line of thunderstorms. Just a broad view here. All right, and can you throw on that tornado watch, Brian?
Yep.
That covers an area east of Dallas. Okay, so you see the red area here. It does go from Kaufman County on to the east. Got a couple of tornado warnings, severe thunderstorm warning, a couple of flash flood warnings. And the Thunder truck is